Qualitha, Qualana, and Moya. This is Qualitha, Qualana, and Moya. We're Build a Sister Up. And today is election day. So I hope everyone got out and voted and did what you had to do. Also, if you didn't win the lottery, keep going, everything's okay. But anyway, we're going to get into our topic. So we come on every Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if the time changes or anything, we'll let you know. I am from Cleveland, so that's why you see my Taste of Tremont. But anyway, we're going to get right into our topic.
The 10-minute topic of tonight is, do married men make more money than single men? And Qualitha is going to be cooking air fried potato wedges as we talk. So I guess I'll go first.
And while she's talking, I'm going to push the camera down and be doing my thing. So, no, go ahead. Something different.
Yeah. So, in my opinion, I do think that married men make more than single men. And I think that because married men have more to support. They have a family, they have themselves included to support. So I would hope that they try their hardest to get the best, for them, for their family, for himself and for his family. So he would try his hardest to get the provide the most for everyone. So I would think that they make more money than single men.
Okay.
I agree with you that married men, they have more dependents, so they probably make more. And there's other factors like maybe the job, like married men more than single guys. I don't know, maybe they're more reliable or not. But yeah, the married men, they have more dependents, so they probably want to make more money. They have to keep striving for the next pay level. And people look at married men differently. They probably look at them as more reliable. So they probably offer them more promotions and opportunities. And a wife or a husband, I guess it can make a married man look even better. More appealing to want to offer more money to that married man. So yes,
that's a good one. That's a good one. I agree. I feel a married man, to me, a married man, he's going to have to go out and try and get more money anyway, because he has a family. Now, some people might say the single man has just as hard as a drive as the married man. So he wants just as much money as a single man, which, I agree too. But the married man should make more money because he has more of a responsibility. But of course, everybody should make as much as you can. But that's me. I think the married man would make more because if he's carrying them on their insurance and if he's paying the house note, whatever else he's paying, I think he is going to pull harder to make more money. But some people might say, no, I'm going to make just as much as him. But we don't know. This is just what we're thinking. So while we're going back and forth about this, I'm going to start cutting my potato wedges. I'm going to turn the camera down while we do that.
Okay. So how are you starting off with these potato wedges?
So with the potato wedges, what I'm going to do is let me show you, I took a potato. This is one of the potatoes I had. And I took this potato and I cut it. Now my hands are clean. Make sure your hands are clean and everything, as you can see. So the knife was clean too. The reason why you see this little residue, is that what you call it? I guess, whatever, is because I had cut some potatoes before. But anyway, the knife is cool, but let's just rinse it off. For anybody that has anything to say. So I'm gonna rinse the knife off. Now my potatoes are rinsed too. Make sure you have a potato. This is a small potato. Make sure it's rinsed. I did rinse the potato off already. So I'm gonna take this potato, I'm gonna cut it in half. Now, of course, if it's kids that's doing this, I wouldn't do this at all. Please don't do this with the knife without your parents, okay? I wouldn't do that. So, as you can see, I cut the potato in half. So I'm gonna cut it again. Another halfing that potato again. Gonna halfen it again. Then I'm gonna take this 1/2. I'm gonna cut it into as many slices as I can get. Okay, so on this little half, I only did 3. This little half, let's see. We might be able to get 4, but be careful. Let's see, yeah. We got 4. Okay. Now, let's move these out the way. So of course, use a cutting board, but this works just fine for me. This is a little plate, little saucer plate right there. Can you all see it?
Yes, we can see it.
Right there. Okay. So I'm gonna cut that in 4s again.
Once you're done cutting, because watching you cut, I guess it's a little nerve-wracking. So after you're done cutting, I'll go ahead and read some of the group members' comments on the topic.
I'm almost finished. Okay, go ahead and read them. Now, let me tell you the season. So I've already cut them, you all. Cut them, everything. Make sure you dry them off because, you know, potatoes sometimes have that extra water on them. Take a paper towel and dry it off. Try and get it as dry as you can. Now, like I said, my potatoes are already washed and everything. So the seasonings I'm using, if you can see my seasonings. Now I had some Old Bay. I usually don't use Old Bay, but I had some in the cabinet. So it's Old Bay, smoked paprika, and some pepper. And this is some roasted garlic seasoning. That's what that is there. So I'm gonna take some grapeseed oil, okay? Little grapeseed oil. I'm gonna pour it on top of my potato wedges. Make sure it's nice and drenched, I would say, because, let me get a spoon, because you wanna coat those potatoes really good. Make sure you coat them really good, okay? I don't want to touch it because I don't want all that grease, but hey, let's just do it anyway, okay? Twirl that around, and then our seasoning, let's stir it up, okay?
Stir it all the way up.
Right there. Now, you might say, well, how much? Eyeball it, okay? Eyeball it. Eyeball it. Because that's what I did, you know? Eyeball it. So I'm just gonna pour a little of that over top of it, just a little bit, not much. Mix it around. Now you might say that looks like a mess. No, it doesn't, because just watch the ending presentation, okay? Just watch it. Now, like I said, this is air fried, so it's not fattening. Potatoes are fattening, but you know, it's not that bad because we're not using all that heavy grease.
And it's grapeseed oil, not vegetable oil or anything like that.
So anyway, let's say that's all coated, which is not, but we are for today. Okay. So I prepared some prior to this, and I'm gonna show you. This is what they look like, and let me show you the presentation. this is my presentation. of how
Wow, they look
So,
nice and
sure.
crispy.
That
Yeah.
is pretty. That's very
Nice
pretty.
and crispy. So I put in the air fryer for 20 minutes on 375 on 20 minutes. And I did flip them. So what you want to do once they're in the air fryer and they're laid out like this, you want to flip them. Okay, make sure you flip them back and forth. You know, every, I don't know, every 5 minutes. Flip them back and forth like that. And then after it's done, this is what they come out to look like, okay? That's it, voila. It took me, I would say 22 minutes to do these. It's healthier. Now this is just some kale that's sitting up here, but it's a lot healthier for you, you know?
Yeah,
than
it looks very healthy.
actually using all that grease. And like I said, I use grapeseed oil, but you can use any type of oil you want to. Any type of seasoning you want to, make sure you do that and use it. Voila.
It looks good and it does not look like it's greasy or anything like that. It looks like you could pick up that fry and not have a glob of grease.
And
like
guess
my
what?
fingers.
Look. So delicious.
I want some.
So delicious.
I want some actually too.
So yummy.
Thank you for that.
So,
Better
now,
way
I
of
will say
cooking
for the
fries.
seasoning, if you say you don't know how much to use, I would say, you know, just do a little sprinkle. You know, when you take the seasoning and do a little sprinkle, just do a little sprinkle, quick sprinkle, because, you know, too much seasoning is bad for you. You don't want it to raise your heart, your blood pressure. What else can it raise? Too much seasoning.
Sugar.
Sugar. What else?
Your weight. Okay,
Weight.
maybe not your weight. Maybe not your weight,
What
but
else?
it can raise a lot.
Yeah. Your headache, it can contribute to a headache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You're thirsty,
wanna
it
watch
can make you
out for that.
thirsty.
Good job.
Yeah.
So getting-
the next time we come on, we'll have some more quick meals, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe I might tell you how much to use, you know, seasoning. Maybe I will.
It's
maybe.
all a surprise.
Yeah.
So Chris said on the topic of tonight, Chris said it could go both ways. He also said sometimes single men are taking care of their mother and family. Justin said, I think too many brothers aren't motivated enough to really go after the bag. Married men have to because his wife might take the kids and bounce if he isn't bringing home the bacon. Kristen said, why are we learning to cook potatoes? So we were switching it up today. Today we were switching it up. Justin said, we got to eat. Then Chris said, maybe they will have a group meet and eat, not meet and eat. Potluck, and every member bring a dish. And
That's a good idea.
Jolie said, we just had a family argument about this topic. My cousin said men spend more money in the house, but women make more money. Honestly, it didn't make sense until they had until very one had a point to prove. So that's a very interesting take. What she said was, they said that men spend more money, but women make more money. Very interesting. Justin said men spend more money in the house due to their wife's influence. Like the old saying goes, her money is her money and his money is her money. And women don't make more money than men on average. That's what he said.
Yeah, I mean, I think men spend more money on bigger key items. Like men love to spend money on things that cost a lot, rather than spending on little things like groceries, little accessories, like women do. Men buy houses, boats, cars, big toys, you know,
televisions.
So, and definitely men get paid more than women, definitely. Because that's just how the system is set up.
Yeah.
Set to pay. That's why women have been fighting for, you know, rights to get paid equal. So
I agree.
yeah, but Yeah, to those points. That's
All right. This one was a very fun topic and incorporated some of everything here. We cooked today, we talked today, and we just
and let
did
me
our-
tell y'all,
Tell me, baby.
in my profession, okay, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
say the amount, but y'all know what I do, right? So
No.
y'all do know what I do. Okay.
Okay.
So my field is definitely dominated by men and not men of color. So I remember I was working one job and I was hired recently. I had a huge workload and I easily got what I was supposed to do. I had a lot of court appearances and everything. So someone was hired. He was probably 20, 25 years older than me. And he's, of
Okay.
course, been in the field much longer than me. And no, he's probably 30 years older. He's probably 20 some years older than me. Fine, whatever. But the point is, neither of us had the experience for this particular job. Although we were working in the legal field, we didn't have experience in this particular legal field. And we ended up talking about work one day, and not work, but we were co-workers. So we always talked about work, but we were talking about the pay one day.
Okay.
And I trained him, right? I trained him and I was doing a lot of work. So he ended up telling me he got paid $30,000 more than me.
Wow.
and you were training him.
Yeah.
I know that felt like a stab to the heart.
You say he was younger than you were?
No, he's 20 years older than me.
Now,
But
did he just
I mean,
come
but
into
that's what
this
I'm saying.
field and work?
Huh?
Did he already have experience in this
Girl,
field?
you weren't listening to nothing I said. I said neither one of us had experience in this
She
particular
did
field,
that for
although
me. With
although
some,
we're both attorneys, but neither one of us had experience in this particular field.
oh,
So we were both starting out from point zero. And I was hired first and he was hired a month or two after me, but he just made $30,000 more than me. I quit. I sure did.
now why do you think it was? Just because he was a
Well,
man?
Justin said, had he been working there longer than you?
No. He started after me. No. So so granted he's been an attorney longer than me. Neither one of us had experience in this particular field. So we were both starting off from there. Just because you're an attorney doesn't mean you know every single legal field that there is. You got to master it, you know? So, and it's called practice. So you got to practice. So you never really master it. So, they just, and that happens a lot. They just paid him more because the field is, first of all, dominated by males and it's not dominated by people of color to begin with. So they were going to pay him more starting out, but I'm happy he told me.
Can I ask his color? Never mind. We're not.
Justin said it could have been tenure.
Huh?
Justin said it could have been tenure.
It could have been tenure. He's not my color. He was Caucasian, yeah.
That's
But
a
that's what
two.
I'm
Did
saying.
you?
The field itself is dominated by male Caucasians, although there's an influx of other, people coming in, of course. But right now it's, not dominated by women or people of color.
Now, you think if you would have went and asked HR or told HR about this information, do you think that would have caused him to lose his job or you to lose yours? Because they don't want you to talk about pay, from what I hear. You're not supposed to discuss pay.
I would never.
It's the reason why.
Yeah, so I would never disclose anything like that, but I would fight for equal pay. I would do that, but I was going to quit that job anyway, and that just pushed me over.
Well, that brings up another good topic. I wonder, like I was saying, is this the reason why they don't want you to discuss pay? Because you might find out someone else is making more than you.
Probably. Probably. I mean, has that ever happened to you all?
Where
I'm
I
pretty
found,
sure it has happened to me in the jobs that I've had prior a lot. I'm pretty sure people just coming in doing the same thing as me. I'm pretty sure it's happened. But what would have been the reason? I wonder what they would have told me had I went to the boss and told them,
Alright.
I feel such and such is making more than me. Then of course they would say, well, how do you know that? Well, why do you think
Justin also said that's not how the system is set up. Women don't take the hard labor jobs that pay more.
Well, we took the same exact job. and I think I took on a heavier workload because I had 1 more month or 2 more months of more experience than him. So I mean, I had to show him some of the ropes. So but I mean, he was cool about explaining that to me, and I think he kind of actually, I think he did explain why he did receive that type of pay, and we were like, we were on the same page, and then he was saying, I forgot everything he was saying, but I was like getting an understanding from him, but it was a great conversation that we had about it.
Mhm.
I'll say.
I mean, I feel everybody should be paid the same amount coming in.
Yeah, I think the starting, and that's when you get in private sectors, they pay what they want.
Right. That's true. Because I've worked many private sectors, and that's true.
Yeah.
But I do feel everybody should come in making, let's just say 25,000. And if you've been there a year longer, okay, you go up to 30,000 or 20,000 or, whatever the case. But to me, everybody should start at a certain amount and move up. Now,
Okay.
does that have to do with when it comes into education? So let's say you have a degree, I don't have a degree, but I have more go at it than you versus I can talk more. I know how to close deals more. Should I get paid more than you because
Now,
you have a degree and
yeah.
I don't?
In that instance, I believe, so yeah, it's not, I don't believe it in the hard and fast rule that everyone should be paid equally, because some people coming in do bring more value to your company than others. Some you
Right.
want because you want someone to just fulfill the role, and others you want because they're going to be a star player and get things done for you,
That's
So
true.
I don't believe in that hard and fast rule in the private sector. But
Yeah.
in the public sector, yes, because everybody is going to be doing the
Everybody
same
should
thing.
be on it. Exactly.
Yeah.
And it
That's
depends on the passion too that you have. Some people can bring that passion and you can tell they're all about the job, and some people are just there for the paycheck. So
That's up to has something to say.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
yes,
So I agree with Kalana. A lot of times it's because that's the reason, the prime example of why women for years have been fighting for women's rights. Automatically, hands down, they feel that in the past, men have gotten paid more, higher wages, coming in, doing, it's not that we don't take hard labor jobs. Sometimes we're not giving it. Some women have pushed, whoever wants to do that, okay, more power to them. But even if it's an office job, or as Kolana mentioned, in her sector of employment, men come in, and regardless, he may have been an attorney for years, he was older, but for that current position, they were still learning. And so, okay, maybe he did have an edge. Did it take 30,000? Such a disparity in income? Or is it just the fast rule of, okay, these are men? And as she said also, in her profession, it's male dominated and not men of color. And as far as the topic, I think the question is, do single men or married men earn more than single men? You can't say that. Or is there any record of that. Have you seen any statistics on that? A lot of times when you have men single or married, it's just whoever is working at that time, and maybe more labor jobs, you may find them. And then again, you have jobs that are not labor, where you're paying other than wages. It depends on education, and there's a lot of other things. Sometimes married man, it depends. You can't say there's no hard rule on whether, because you are married, you can't say because you're married, you're gonna make more money. That's not a given reason.
That's true. I agree.
All right, and then Justin said, what do you think about the hard labor jobs that pay more that women don't get into, like construction, pilots, military officers, and STEM? Should women push into those fields?
Women are. I've seen women on the highways with those jobs. And actually, I know of a young woman in another state, and she did work labor. Also, even in Ohio, they're going into engineering jobs. So women are slowly going into these type of jobs because they feel they can handle them. And some women can, and they do well.
Yeah, I mean, I think women should push for what they want, the fields that they want to enter into. If they want something that's not hard labor, if they want something that's office, push for that. If they want something that's out in the field doing the hard manual labor, push for that. But I do think that women should push for the things they want to accomplish. And like with everything, we have to determine what is, the effect on our bodies as compared to their bodies. If we want kids, or if it even comes down to superficiality, our looks, what is it going to do to us in terms of beauty, or what is it going to do to us in terms of mentality? Are we going to be the only woman at that one site, So yeah, we have to push for those in consideration of our overall health as well, mental and physical health.
Ernest said, is it degrees over experience, or it depends? And Justin said there are statistics on blackdemographics.com, and he said tenure brings clout to a profession.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. That's true. It's true.
That's true.
All right, this one can go on and on, I see, with different opinions and different facts. So this one was a good, interesting topic. We cooked today. We got our stomachs fed, and we got our minds felt. So thank you for everyone who's tuned in and who's commented. As always, if you didn't watch this live, you can always go back and catch us on the replay and leave some comments. What do you think? Who makes more, single men or men with families? Let us know what you think. As always, remember to build bold, build better, build brilliant, build a brother up, build a sister up.